Today we will be talking about backlogs in the U.S. immigration system. Before we begin, please like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. The United States Citizenship and Immigration Services Bureau within the Department of Homeland Security, also known as DHS-USCIS, serves as the gatekeeper for the vast majority of immigration benefits, including requests for authorization to work and applications for green cards by immigrants who are already living in the United States. Because of this extensive jurisdiction, the backlog at DHS-USCIS is the most crucial of the four departments that have power over the processing of immigration applications. This 6.8 million increase represents growth from approximately the number of cases received in a quarter at the end of FY10 to the number of cases received in a year in FY22. The DHS-USCIS backlog of pending cases has increased by more than fourfold from fiscal year 2010 to FY22, from 2 million in the second quarter of 2010 to 8.8 million in the second quarter of 2022.5. In other words, the backlog has increased from 2 million in the second quarter of 2010 to 8.8 million in the second quarter of. A foreign national who is interested in settling in the United States must, in most cases, have an immediate relative who is a citizen of the United States or a lawful permanent resident of the country, or a prospective employer in the United States, sponsor them in order to be eligible to submit an application for an immigrant visa. The procedure is initiated by the submission of a petition for the foreign national by the sponsor with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. The number of pending immigrant visa cases at the National Visa Center, NVC, of the Department of State increased from the previous month's total of 384,681 cases to a total of 399,286 cases in October, representing a 3.8% increase over the previous month's total. This month, the number of green card applicants whose cases were documentarily complete and were therefore ready to be scheduled for an interview increased by more than 18,000, according to the NVC. The number went from 416,856 to 435,063 in this month's increase. A documentarily complete case is one in which all the required forms and documents have been submitted to and accepted by the NVC, and that the case is ready for an interview to be scheduled. Even though the overall number of documentarily complete DC cases has been on a downward trend since July 2021, this is the first time in the last 5 months that the number of documentarily complete DC cases has climbed. The number of applicants waiting to be interviewed for their green cards dropped by a little more than 3,000 during the months of September and October, which is a healthy development. In October of 2022, there were projected to be 35,777 interviews. That is an increase of 11% from the number of interviews that the NVC reported arranging in September, which was 32175, and it is greater than the median number of interviews that have been scheduled over the course of the previous 12 months, 28,447. Even though this is a relatively low amount, any reduction in the waiting time for green cards is good news. That's a wrap for today's video. What are your thoughts on our list? Let us know in the comments section below. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates.